Subnautica, but in the sky. There are a few things I like about my games quite a lot. More-based gameplay, a good progression system slash skill system, where the two kind of go hand in hand, modular building, mobile bases, as well as airships and trains. Particularly airships, which are mostly what this game has, which is also pretty good base building, as well as mobile bases, and well, the whole base on the airship, so it's all mobile. Subnautica, but in this guy, is a pretty accurate descriptor. If you played Subnautica and enjoyed it, you will 100% enjoy this game. In fact, you probably don't even watch the rest of this review. I'm pretty confident that you will. And I don't call Subnautica in the sky because it's like a rip-off of something. It's of its own, well, obviously it said like one's in the ocean, the other's in the sky, mostly. The atmosphere and flavor of the game makes the game a unique experience, but still having the same fun core survival open exploration game. If you haven't played Subnautica, you should, but for us guys, primary exploration flying from these massive towers, scavenge your resources so you can add more stuff to your airship, which also has a good amount of customability, getting new techs, and you can add a little trinkets too. Also has good quality of life features. It tells you if a place has a tech to be discovered, just has like a short similar, and it just makes it easy to organize things. If you arrive at a location, it will tell you if you get there, and it's also useful because a lot of times you just can lock the speed and then kind of just go that direction. You don't have to sit the ship at the helm the whole time, so it's nice so you don't miss your location. And there's one which feels a little bit overpowered, but if you're it's meant to be an unstuck feature, but during my whole like 20 hours of gameplay, I haven't gotten stuck a single time. It just teleports you back to your ship, which as sometimes like if you're jumping around doing like little like parkour sections of the towers, which are little peerless areas, it just kind of gets you out scot-free of a jump that may have been kind of hard. You have to go back. So I can see why it might have been there, but at least when I was playing, I did not get stuck on anything a single time. Maybe some areas were a little bit like janky, but if you kind of just wait a way out, you'll find. The game is still in early access, and the time running this will be on sale till April 11th. It also seems to have gone a pretty major update recently. Looking at the reviews of the game, which are mostly positive, and negative ones mostly complain about being kind of barren, and there's nothing much to do but still have a solid foundation, which makes sense for this update since it's just, well, there wouldn't be a ton to do without this update. But I'm 20 hours in and still have a lot of stuff to do and explore. A good chunk which could be needlessly added to my airship, but base building is fun and doesn't actually want to make me eat my hands. It generally snaps fine and all of that, at least compared to some of the other games I have played. And looking over the patch notes of this update, it is pretty meaty. So if you did have to play the game before, or maybe looked at it and kind of waited to see if there was just what they was in the game, I recommend checking it out again. One of the things that was added, it was the Level Unannounced region, which is another part of the game. The first is kind of small, but this one's like its own little open world section, which is a bit more dangerous since you have now limited oxygen, but finding ways to not suffocate isn't that hard. I would also like to see the game just be a bit more challenging. The whole unstuck thing will also teleport you back to the elevator, which again, I never got stuck, but I guess it's better than accidentally dying or losing resources, or well, if you're on permadeath. Speaking of both, speaking of both these things, it didn't have any. Speaking of both these things, the game didn't have any bugs to see of, no crashes. I did have the game trip over me kind of choppy, but that's probably because I was switching between the game and other tabs, semi often, which I imagine for most people aren't going to be screen recording and going between all the different things. And it's fine, like a quick reboot of the game fix it. But then again, I was switching tabs, semi frequently, so probably just amazing. I don't think you're really going to experience this. I also like the game to be a little bit harder. I did play a normal, which could just be, also affecting this, but I didn't see anything about the enemy damage or environmental dangers or anything like that. I would like if storms were actually more of like a thing that would actually need to be prepared for against. And I just never got struck with lightning, and it just seems like if you aren't super high, you'll be fine. Just would like to be a little bit more of a threat. Although the game is pretty easy and would like to be more difficult, the game is a pretty chill experience, assuming you aren't spooked by something like heights. And it's nice if you couldn't have stomach Subnautica, because the whole last four thing and the creatures that exist in that game. Nothing that really spooky, besides for some reason, whenever a virus clears itself or a buff expires, it plays this sound.
The virus was neutralized.
Which isn't really scary, but a lot of times you'll just be like kind of vibing, particularly if you just listen to music, just exploring, getting resources, whatever, and then it just blares into your headset, and it could be a little off-putting. At least it was for me the first few times. And there's also a really cool mechanic in the game. It's a small thing, but whenever you need cures for a virus, at some point your immunity will get lower. You just don't just go in naturally. You actually need to get like a proper cure to get rid of them. And you get this device that will like isolate the virus, and you have to like play a little mini game. It's nothing too complicated, nothing like too in depth, but it is like a fun little thing that just that extra level of interactability just makes it cool. And also you can like have multiple boosts of stat boosts and all that. It's just nice. I like it. I enjoy it. So if you played a game before you're looking at it, I recommend giving it a try. Currently it's in a good state and has a lot of room to grow. And the story seems interesting enough, and when you finish the story, it gives you a little thank you for playing the game and the plans. And even playing it, it does seem like the game was made to have multiplayer in mind. It just seemed like a good fit, particularly with gardening, because food is not really an issue with a single person, and just co-op would really enhance this experience. And there is one thing though that is missing from the game, and early access, the game's not finished, but it's a small thing. Like, why isn't it there? So at some point you get like a pet insect that can have in your airship, and it's very cute. You walk up to it, it's like a little dance once you interact with it. If you like go away, it might like kind of like go on its back, go sleep, whatever. And that's all great and stuff like that, but why can't it interact with it? Like a simple little pet animation, or maybe like just let me feed it food or make little treats for it. You don't have to do an animation, just like let me interact with it, and then like it does a little like dance thing or just like makes the happy sounds it makes. It's a small thing, but like, why can't I have it? I know early access, but this should have been a feature. That's my only big complaint. But other than that, the game's pretty good. So yeah, if any of you are watching this and or if have the few of you who subscribe and watch, I think consistently, I don't really check the analytics that much because they give me anxiety. But if you have and you watch the video fully, or if you just found me for the first time and you watch the video fully, thank you. I appreciate it. Hopefully you found this video helpful, and you'll get the game, because I would like to see this game grow and do better, and add more stuff in general. And yeah, I will try to post more content, at least one review a month. And if I can make more content on like a game that I find, um, I will. But generally, it's like I just want to make a review. I don't want to like milk a game. I kind of want to make this as concise as possible. That's usually like my point. I will make like, of course, on Stellaris, because Stellaris is Stellaris, and Machine Age, which does look pretty good whenever that comes out. But yeah, thank you. Hopefully you found it useful, and get the game, because I want to see this get developed more. Bye now.